Welcome to this wonderful journey of food and song of Christmas galore. This is a programme that will bring all that you want to know about Christmas cookery, but you're afraid to ask. All those problems in the kitchen, but also the atmosphere that we will have with the lovely songs, the carols, and also the choir that we have behind us. I'd like to thank Paul and Karen for such a lovely number that you opened the show with.
Yeah, more than welcome, Rory.
And we're in a special place here today.
We're in an ancient Irish megalithic tomb.
Beautiful, isn't
Absolutely
it?
fantastic. Over 5,000 years old.
Older than the pyramids,
it's unbelievable.
is it not? Yes.
And the reason and the connection that we're here is from Celtic past to Celtic present. And you'll see me back in the kitchen, rattling those pots and pans, chopping away, getting the turkey ready, all those lovely starters, everything that you want to know about Christmas cookery, but you're afraid to ask. I hand you now back to Paul and Karen. You're going to supply me with another lovely
Yes,
carol.
indeed. We're going to sing the first Noel.
Lovely.
Yeah.
The first Noel, the angels did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
They looked up and saw a star.
Out of the cold into the warm, and here I have in front of me the blackened salmon. As we saw on the tomb there, that lovely rock that's shaped like a salmon, the grain, the design, all reminds me of this lovely dish that we're preparing for all that you need to know about Christmas dinner, but you're afraid to ask. The blackened salmon will be featured as one of our starter dishes on this Christmas menu. But I have a lot of work to do today. I have to get the turkey ready. That's what I'm going to start off with, to show you how to break down the turkey, get it stuffed, get it in the oven, and then we'll be rocking and rolling in this kitchen, getting all those lovely ingredients ready on this journey of food. Now we've our turkey here, and let's have a little look. Bring it onto my red board. And the turkey, very, very big as it is, that'll be around 14 pounds. But I'm going to break down the legs, going to roll them and stuff them. Also, I'm going to prepare the turkey so it's easy to carve, and also get all the nice trimmings off for my gravy. And that's what we're going to do as we travel along the journey of this unique fare of different dishes. So the first thing that I need to do is take off the actual wings. So I'm just going to cut these through. That's the first wing off. Then the second wing here. And again, waste not, want not. I'm going to use all these in the flavour of the gravy, also in the roasting, and getting all the nice flavours build up at Christmas. And that's what I love about Christmas. There's so much food coming into the household, and also that you have the chance of creating a lot of different flavours unique to the season of Christmas, and also brings those smells alive in the kitchen. And that's what it's all about. You know, when you remember in times past, the actual history of the food of the Irish, the great feast that they had during the Christmas, the farmer style and all that, and all those lovely flavours, you know, they're in my memory as a Druid chef, but also they need to be brought back to the table of Ireland and everyone to indulge. So what else have I to do here? I have to lift up the turkey there. I'm just going to take the actual leg off and boning this out. I have a nice knife there, and then just getting down there beside the oyster, and then trimming all the way through with my knife, cutting there, and that's the first leg off. And the same that I need to do with the second leg. So just get my knife, in I go. And you can get your butcher to do this if you ask him to bone out your turkey legs, and also maybe to stuff them as well during the Christmas season. So I'm just taking the second leg off. And that's the second leg off. Now I'm left with the crown, as we call. And again, you can buy the crown. Some people just eat the white meat. I like to use both, just to show you how to create the whole little parcel, and you'll see that later on. So I need to lift up here and just cut through. And then what I have here is the wishbone. So I need to scrape along. And I see it there. So I just scraped along, getting my knife under the wishbone, and then moving it up there. And I'll do the same again, if I can bring it round. So I'm just scraping down there beside the fat. I've allocated the wishbone, taken that off, and then I'll work that with my hands. And just to take it out, and the reason for that is that when you're carving the turkey, that you have no wishbone, you have no bone there breaking the rhythm of the slice, and you can get nice slices to make the parcel, and you'll see that later on. Okay, so that's our crown ready. Now I need to get a little bit of string. What I'm going to do is just tie up the turkey, just secure it ready for the roast. I'm going to add some nice herbs in there and get some flavours into the turkey before I season it. So I just turn this around to me. And again, you can get your butcher to do this during the Christmas season. Have your turkey all ready to bring home, ready for the oven, and also to get the finishing touches in it. So I just tie a little knot there. Then I travel down where the neck is, and I put the string just in front of the neck, tie it down, get it over, then get my other piece of string there. Very, very simple. And what you do then, once, twice, bring that down, and then a little knot, and that's secured. So just a little piece of string there ready. Right, let's bring the turkey back onto the board. That's our turkey ready now for the next stage. Need to wash my hands because I've been working with the meat before I start putting the herbs into it. Okay, now let's have a little look. We have our herbs here. I'll just bring them over. All these nice Christmas herbs, and that's what it's all about. Using the flavors of Christmas and also bringing a little bit of aromatic into the actual flavor of the turkey while it's cooking. And that's very, very important because the result of the eating is all these flavors coming together. It's like a jigsaw of food, and all that you need to know about Christmas dinner. These are little tips that will bring you into another dimension of Christmas food, because you'll have a lot of answers for a lot of people. During the Christmas dinner, you're able to tell them exactly what you did, and also you're able to explain the flavors going through the turkey. So I have some thyme there, just to go in. A little bit of rosemary. I love the flavour of rosemary. It brings the garden herbs and the lovely flavour of the aromatic to the turkey. Now I have sage, and they are lovely Irish herbs that are used and they're widely available. And again, I love the flavour of that. I love the smell. I love what it does into that. Sage, rosemary, thyme. I have a little bit of parsley here as well. And don't be shy, because all these add in the flavour of the aromatic sense to the actual turkey. Okay, moving these back. Just going to take a little bit of shallot and then cutting the shallots in half into the carcass, and that's nearly ready now for the oven. All I need to do now is to tray that up, secure a little bit of butter, a little bit of seasoning, also some foil, and then straight into the oven. So friends coming along, just have a little chit chat, and that's what it's all about. Friendly cooking during the Christmas, all that you need to know about Christmas dinner but you're afraid to ask. And I've Paul and Karen here from Essence, and that's an ingredient that I use, essence of ingredients. So I just bring up my roasting tray, I'll put it here. I have a little bit of bacon there. Now, what I have of my turkey, I have been busy, all right. Just getting the turkey ready. Kitchens during the Christmas time, especially for mum or anyone that's doing Christmas dinner, is busy, busy, busy. And it's really getting the jigsaw of food or the ingredients all together and knowing what you're trying to achieve for the Christmas dinner. And that's relaxation, no panic, nice flavors, everybody happy. I just have a little bit of bacon. And, you know, people might think, oh, this is old-fashioned. Well, two things. One thing, the bacon will cook onto the turkey.
Yeah. Right.
The second thing is I'll take the bacon back and I'm going to add that into the sprouts. So I'm getting a Christmas flavour from the actual turkey with the bacon, but then I'm using it again. And waste not, want not. You need to know your food, and you need to know if I'm paying X amount for that I'm going to get my value out of that. And that's going back into the sprout. Lovely crispy bacon. The second stage as well, when we're finished with the turkey and everyone is fed, there might be some left over. How do we use that? And that's another area that I'll be challenging it. Now, my pepper just going in, and my salt. And again, you cannot work without these fundamental flavors, because seasoning is a great part of every dish. Now, the next thing that I need to do is protection. And protection is our little bit of foil. And everyone has this during Christmas. You know, you buy your cling wrap, your foil, everything that you have ready for the turkey. Now, we have a little sheet like this, just to square it up. I bring that over and I take the shape of the turkey like this.
One silly little question. How do you know which side of the tin foil to put on?
Thank you very much. Really important, because a lot of times if you use foil and you put on the shiny side, the actual foil will go onto the turkey. The dull side is the protective. Absolutely. And that's what, if you put that, maybe if you're covering potatoes or anything like that, you'll find that it's a grey potato. So be very, very careful in that. Very, very good indeed. So
I always thought it was the other way around, so that's great to know.
And that's the turkey ready for the oven. I think Paul and Karen, you're ready for a song.
We're just going to go over here now and
meet up with the kids and give us another song.
And entertain you and your guests.
Lovely.
Okay.
And that's what it's all about, bringing music, the carols, the Christmas, the lovely flavours, all the preparation at ease, bringing it to your focus, and also the lovely music going there. This is ready for the oven. Let's get it in. That will take around 3 hours to cook, but you'll see during the process of the programme that I'll be basting it, I'll be seasoning it, I'll be looking after it, and also I'll be using the juices from the turkey for my lovely gravy. Okay, turkey in the oven, so I'm happy about that. Need to start thinking about my flavoured liquor, my gravy, and for any Christmas dinner that I cook, you know, the gravy is the most important thing because it supplements the flavour to the turkey, it keeps it moist, also it's rich in its ingredients, and also it helps me on the journey to cooking. So I just have a start-off pot, and I'll just show you what I have. What I have so far is just some onion trimmings, a little bit of celery, a little bit of herbs in there. That's just my start-off base. I'll get that boiling up. I'm going to be adding turkey trimmings to it, other vegetable trimmings, nice herb, garlic, seasoning, browning, flavours from the actual roast. So when this gravy comes alive, it'll be worth tasting. And that will, you know, really complement the turkey dinner that we're doing here on all that you need to know about Christmas dinner, but you're afraid to ask. Okay, next stage is our legs and all our trimmings. As you saw me boning out the legs, just get my knife back to my board, give it a little sharpen. And again, remember what I said, your butcher can prepare all this. I just like to show it visually, and I'm just going to carve into the actual leg, using the leg bone as my guide, getting all down by the other leg there. So I just work away with the bone. Once I have the bone secured, I just lift it out, scrape all that nice turkey meat, and I like the brown meat because it is part of the feast, and also you have the two sides of the turkey. The brown meat has a stronger flavour. Also, it'll have a nice stuffing into it, and you see that as we finish off this nice turkey leg. So just getting down by the turkey leg. And just scraping again. So now I'm working back down to the middle. And really shaping the actual turkey leg so that we'll be able to roll that in a minute or two. Now, that's the first bone. So I just put that back there. The turkey is doing its business in the oven, and that's set around 200 degrees for the first hour. Then I turn it down to 180 degrees and let it continue cooking. I'll test the turkey after 2.5 hours, and then once I am satisfied with that, I'll pull it out and let it rest. And that's very, very important as well. That's our turkey leg nearly ready. What I'm going to do now is just take a little bit of the outer meat and put it in the middle. I'll square that up. Get all the trimmings around. So that's our turkey leg nearly ready. All I have to do now is add in the stuffing, roll it, tie it up into tin foil and into the oven. And again, I'll cook that at 200 degrees and then turn it down to 180. It'll take around half an hour to cook, and then we'll remove that, let it rest before we carve it, and then that's ready for this other jigsaw piece of the Christmas dinner. We're back here in the kitchen just cooking all these lovely array of Christmas dishes, and one important element is the actual stuffing. I love stuffing myself. It's a family talking point when we sit down to eat our Christmas dinner, and again that happens in many a household. So I'm going to give 3 different options, and we'll show how to make different styles of stuffing. Also, these recipes are available on the actual booklet that goes with this lovely DVD. So I've chopped onions, I've some nice chopped parsley, 2 very important ingredients for the stuffing. I'll just turn on my pan. I'll get a little bit of butter and get my fork out and just get some butter into the pan. And again, I love using the Irish butter, and I'll add in a little oil. And straight away, I just put in my onions and get them cooking away there. Now my spoon there from behind, moving that around and getting the lovely flavour of onion into the kitchen. And you cannot have a Christmas meal without the introduction of the onion, as I say myself. Lovely. Also in there I have a little bit of chopped garlic, and again that is a preference. Some people like garlic, others, you know, renege on eating garlic. So again, you need to find out from your guests and from the family members, are they garlic lovers, are they not? So a little bit of sauteing or frying off there, sweating off would be the right term. And I have some parsley here, but also I want to introduce all our nice herbs as well. And getting them chopped in with the parsley. And again, as I said, this journey of food that we're on, all these lovely bits go into my pot there. So I'll get some rosemary as well. Breaking it off en branch, the lovely branch style, the actual tree. And when I look at the rosemary, it reminds me of the Christmas tree. You know, it's the same kind of leaf on it. So there we have a nice little bit of oregano. Some sage, I can't do without my sage. Okay, a little bit of chopping there. And get all those nice flavors into the actual pan. Now, so Karen, pop over here and have a smell of these lovely herbs before they go in. And just lift that up. There's all our nice herbs, our lovely green. Have a little smell there.
Oh, it's heavenly.
Do you see what will go on?
Heavenly. Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to lift all them into the pan.
Beautiful.
Oh,
And then
boy.
we're talking about agitation
Yes,
of a little bit of...
The smells are
this.
gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And when you're looking at the cooking, I absolutely love this. You know, getting into the cooking, getting those colours, they bring it all alive. And as well, I know that we have fundamental flavours. We have very, very good ingredients. That's the core to any good meal. These are very, very simple, and there's nothing that is complicated about Christmas dinner except that you have a lot of people in your house. It's a very, very busy time. There's a lot of new products coming on the market, and also there's a lot involved to the Christmas dinner because it is a feast, and somebody has to do the labour and the hard work. Okay, so we have that there. I have some breadcrumbs that I just put in, and that's the first stage of the actual stuffing.
These are fresh breadcrumbs, yes?
Fresh breadcrumbs. And again, say if you had brown bread, you could make some nice, lovely soda breadcrumbs if you want to be very, very different in it. You could buy a pan of bread and actually, you know, make your own breadcrumbs. But again, they're available in the supermarket, and we get that. Now, you see the herbs just coming through there?
Yeah.
All right? That is a simple way of doing the stuffing. That's stage one, but I'm going to do a lot more with this, and you'll see this going. So I'll just turn off my power here. I'm going to then get some more ingredients, break that down into 3 different formats, and invite you back. You'll see the 3 stuffings, and then we're going to stuff the turkey legs and get them into the oven. Okay, just removing the pot with the ham, just putting it over here. And then I need to check the turkey and all the trimmings at this time, and maybe give it a little basting. So I'll make room just to bring that out. Now, what we have there is all the lovely trimmings. And remember what Karen and Paul were saying about, did I need fat? Look how much fat the turkey has produced by just cooking all the trimmings in there. Now I'll bring that over to this pot here and in with the trimmings. And again, waste not, want not. You know, we're getting all our flavours of the turkey through the actual trimmings. I'm putting them in the pot there. And then all the fat I'll just pour off, and I'll use that later on in one of the potato dishes. You know, all the herbs and everything like that. Okay. Now all the fat is just going into a little container where I'll use that later on. Everything in cookery has flavour, and not to lose that flavour and understand where you can get your flavours from. And that's what we're trying to build up here on the actual turkey stage. Right, I just put that onto the actual stove. I bring over my nice cooking liquor, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid at this time. And what I'm doing there is cleaning down the actual roasting pan. And I do this again with the turkey one, and we'll get that boiling up, get some flavours from the pan ready to go into our nice pot here. And that's what it's all about. It's all about, you know, building up nice flavours at certain times during the course of the preparation, that you're able to extract the work that you've put into it, and that you're able to get a flavour into that and make a nice gravy. And if you look just into the pan there, the colour is changing straight away. we're getting all that nice juice. And just look at the colour as I pour into the pan, all that lovely golden brown or lovely brown gravy colours going in that. And we'll be building that up as we go along this lovely journey of the turkey. Now, just to fill that up and get that cooking back on the stove, so I'll this is nice and hot, and that's the whole essence of the gravy. I've put in the trimmings into the pot. The vegetables have done their cooking already and put an aromatic flavour. The herbs that we had into trimmings as well. And don't forget, we're going to also get the nice juices from the roast in there as well. So by the time we do the gravy proper, we have a very, very unique flavour to it. We have a lovely colour to it, and we have the proper gravy to go with the turkey. All those turkey flavours plus aromats equals a lovely hot sensational sauce in itself. Okay, it's time now, just put that back onto the stove here. And then let's have a little look at the turkey. Now just to take out the turkey. And let's examine where this is at in the cooking. So just take off the actual foil that we have. Yeah. What we have here is the turkey already beginning the cooking process. Not fully cooked, of course not. It's very white here, so we have to get some brown colour into it. We need to get the bacon crispy as well that I'm going to use in the Brussels sprouts. And then also the lovely fat that has come off there, we'll use that cooking the potatoes and lovely herbs into that. So that will go back in the oven around another hour at 180 degrees, and then that will be ready, nice golden brown, or bien doré as I call myself, and also lovely flavours coming out of that. There you go, just wash my hands, and after working there with the turkey and working with a protein product, you need to give your hands a good wash so you're ready for the next job and that you start off clean. And it's very, very important in a hygienic manner, and also it is a practice that we have in the kitchen. So what are we going to do? We're just going to start working with the actual stuffings, and as I said, getting 3 different types of stuffings organised. So I have a little bit of butter here. Just put that into my pan. Now, and I have a little bit of oil. Some raisins just going in there. And then I have a little bit of sweet corn. Now, let those just cook away. Just add in some of our original stuffing. And that's how simple that is, just to give them a nice combination of the fruit, the herbs, and also the breadcrumbs just going in there. Now, turn off the heat there. I have my big bowl. Now I'm just going to put all this into the bowl. Very nice indeed. All right, I have some nice sausage meat here, so I'll just add this into the actual stuffing. Yeah, that's enough for this amount. Okay, just working the sausage meat in. And then, because I'm putting sausage meat into the stuffing, it will take a little bit of moisture as well. So for the first time, I'm just going to use a little bit of our stock that we're building up from our pot. So just a nice little bit of stock, just to loosen this up. And then I'll be able to work this in. Very nice. And I've just put in a bit of stock there because I have sultanas in there, and they will drink the actual stock. They will, grow in size in the stuffing as it cooks, and also they'll be very, very dominant in the actual stuffing. And it's a lovely fruity kind of flavour to the actual stuffing. So you can see what's happening there in the bowl, just mixing that up nicely. We have a nice combination of the actual sausage meat, the breadcrumbs, and the actual fruit and sweet corn into that. Okay, so that's now ready for the legs of turkey. And we'll stuff them, roll them, and get them into the oven for this Christmas dinner. Okay, just going to swap boards. And you use red boards for the meat. And even in the practice at home, if you can wash your board or change the board anytime that you're using a protein product. Now, I have my turkey leg there. And a nice little bit of stuffing. Just going in. Now, so that's enough stuffing there, just to size it all up. Now that's ready for the rolling. What I do like to do is put a little surprise in when we cut the actual roulade, or the nice rondelle, the round of that. So I put in a little bit of sage, those 2 little sprigs, waste nothing, straight into my pot, ready for the actual cooking. I need to roll that, and now that's ready for the tying. So get my little bit of string. Now I just pull this to the board, and very, very important this is, you know, that you have a nice loop on that. And I'll just show you how I do this. I just bring it up, nice little loop, tie it here, and tie it there. Now that will roll down nicely, and that's the first loop that I need for my roulade or my stuffed leg. Then what I'm going to do is just take the string and then pass it through here and bring the second one along. Then take my string again, loop it and bring it along. And don't forget, you can get your butcher to do this for you if you plan well ahead, you know, that you can get your stuffed leg of turkey with your crown of turkey ready for the oven on Christmas Day, and that would be killing a lot of the work that you see here in front of you. Just turn that over. You see our little surprise there of our nice sage. We just get this loop there, looped here, and loop again. So we're going a little loopy here today as we're getting ready for our lovely Christmas feast. All these lovely flavors, the smells are just great, and it's just going very, very well with the preparation. So cut that off, and there we have our first nice leg of turkey stuffed, ready for the oven, and we'll just roll that in a little bit of foil to start it off, and then we take that off and get a nice colour. Now just to roll them, get them ready for the oven, and give it a little seasoning, and maybe my friends will bring me a little essence here as well. Come over and have a look at this, and we just get a little bit of seasoning into there. What I did there, Paul and Karen, is that I stuffed the legs of turkey, and this is very, very important if you want to yield your portions out of the turkey.
Right.
I'd get 10 portions out of that and 10 portions out of that. When I talk about 10, that's 10 slices to go with the stuffing, to go with the white meat.
Lovely.
So what we need here is just a little bit of oil, just a little bit. Place my turkey leg just on there. Roll that now quite tight. You see, what I want is a cylinder shape.
Right.
And then there, and
It's almost like a sausage.
no,
Or a Christmas cracker.
absolutely. There you go.
All right.
Now, there's the first one. And we just get another little piece of foil.
With a
All
surprise
this
in it.
ready for the oven. And again, you know, there's a lot of work in the preparation, as you've seen. But then, when you start bringing all this together, it'll be very, very easy, and also that you can do your portions. Also, you'll see if we have turkey left over, how I can make some portions and that you can secure for the next.
What type of oil did you use?
I just used a little olive oil.
Oh, olive oil.
I could have used turkey fat as well, but that's quite clean. Now that's ready for the oven,
Could
so
you
I just
use
put that
butter
in.
if you wanted to, or would that?
Yeah, a little bit of butter, a little bit of oil, any good product will go in there. Now, just a little bit of water, just to start that off. And that will kind of steam at the bottom of the oven. Then when all that is set and the sausage meat has held the actual turkey together, then I'll take that off and then we can brown it.
Okay.
Then when we have the gravy, we're going to brush that over and you get a lovely glaze onto it. Just a little bit of water there to steam that up. You see 2 nice cylinders, so they will go into the oven. Just wait there, Karen and Paul. I'll bring this out.
Oh wow!
We'll have a little bit of the turkey.
Hello, Dustin.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello, Dustin. Come
Now,
on.
what we're looking at here, the art of any roasting is basting.
Right.
And that is to get the juices
I need
of the turkey and to start inverting them into themselves so that you're really getting the moisture going. You see the bacon there, you know?
Crispy, yes.
Well, it will be going crispy, and by the time it's ready, it's taken all that cooking onto it, and it's slowly now beginning to take on its colour. Now, and you see all this oil here, that's straight
Oh,
from the
look at that,
turkey,
yeah.
but I'm going to use that in the potatoes.
All right. Okay.
So
good.
nothing is wasted, and that we've a flavour from everything.
You're going to put the oil in the potatoes?
Well,
or-
the roast potatoes will be cooked
Cooked
through
in that oil.
this oil.
right.
I'm going to strain it off. So
Gorgeous.
there we have that. Now I'd like to
Gorgeous
just
symbol.
put a few other herbs in there, getting all around. Let
Now
those.
that one's rosemary, right?
No, that's thyme.
Oops.
Plenty of thyme there, Karen.
Okay. Sorry.
And we have a little bit of sage,
Right.
all going in, and all these flavours are building up. It's
Oh,
like.
and the smells are phenomenal. Oh,
Yeah. I'm just going to put this back in the oven to get more colour. It's doing very well so far.
Oh, it looks
We're around
gorgeous.
1.5 hours into the actual cook.
Right.
Would be another 40 minutes. We'll check it again, give it another basting, and we're ready to go. And I think you're ready to go with another song.
Yeah, we're going to sing another Christmas carol for you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
But this time we're going to sing an Irish one. This is a carol written by an Irish lady who was born in Red Cross in the county of Wicklow. She married, in actual fact, the primate, the Anglican primate of Ireland. This is in the mid-1800s, about 1848, 1850. Her name was Cecile Alexander, and she wrote, "Once in Royal David City."
Once in wild David City stood a lonely cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ her little child.
He came down to earth from heaven, who is God and Lord of all, and his shelter was a stable, and his cradle was a stall, where the poor oppressed and lowly lived on earth, the Savior holy. And our eyes at last shall see him through his long redeeming love. For that child so dear and gentle is our Lord in heaven above. Then he leads his people on to the place when he is gone.
Where would we be without the old cranberry sauce? And that's on the table every Christmas. You can buy it in jars, of course, but I'd like to show you a little recipe here how to make the cranberry sauce. So I just get a few little cloves, put them into my pot there. I have a little bit of honey, around a tablespoon of honey just going in there, and I let that start heating up and getting all these nice flavours going. Now, I'll get some orange from my basket here, and I'm looking just to peel the orange and get that nice zest, and that's really going to give the cranberry sauce the zestness of this flavour. And orange and cranberry are two lovely ingredients that go together, and why not at the Christmas table? So I just get this all organised. Just put that in there. Now, the little trick here is just a little chopping of the zest. So I just string that along, so bear with me on this little journey. And it only takes a few minutes to do your own cranberry sauce. Then you can bottle it off and have it in the fridge for roast chicken or your roast turkey or any nice occasion that you want, and be proud of that you made it yourself. So this little recipe is simple. It's orange zest, then we'll have some orange segments, some nice cranberries, a little bit of sugar, and then some port, and all that will boil up, come together, and then that's ready. So just chop here. Get all these nice flavors going. The pan now is just beginning to come to the boil. Super. Now, I need to just get my zest and all my nice segments sorted out. Just cutting those off. So I just get this ready. Okay, now just take some cranberries. You can smell that honey and the cloves come together nicely. Some nice cranberries just going in there. They're lovely colours. You have the nice ruby red and the lovely orange colour. So, just mix them around. And what do I need now? I need my segments of my orange, and just watch what I'm doing here, opening it up like a book, just getting all those nice segments there. Lovely vitamin C segments going into their cranberry sauce. They will do their own job and really enhance the flavour of the actual cranberry sauce. So just one or two more. Now I can hear the nice cranberries begin to cook there. Squeeze all that lovely juice. Then a little bit of port just going in there. Some sugar. Mix that around. Let that come to the boil. Get all that zest. Now I can smell the honey, I can smell the cloves. The port is just beginning to do its job. And that's how simple cranberry sauce is. You buy a bag of cranberries, or you can get frozen cranberries. You a little bit of zest. You have sugar, maybe around 25 grams of sugar just going in there. You have around 20 milliliters of the port, one whole orange, segmented with its zest and straight in. Okay, the last thing to go in is our segments. Just bring that to the boil and then take it off, and that's how simple it is. Your own cranberry sauce, ready for the table. Another little story there of Christmas to talk about, another little recipe to bring into your repertoire of recipes for Christmas, and simple but very, very delicious. All right, cranberry sauce is ready there. That will all set by itself when it cools down. All those lovely vitamin C flavours coming together. The clove, the honey, giving the Irish little line and the flavour there. Excellent for turkey. That's ready. Okay, another feature that you see at the Christmas table, and it is the cocktail sausage, or the chipolata, and wrapped in bacon with a cocktail stick around it, ready for the oven, and that will be another extension of the Christmas dinner. I have my tray here, just put it up there. All these nice sausages, or little chipolatas onto that. You need to take a little bit of water, and you'd say, why do you use water? Well, water will moisten the actual cooking, and also the fat from the bacon will yield itself out onto the tray, and they won't stick like that. So that's ready for the oven. Just put that in. We check on the turkey while I'm doing that. So let's bring out the turkey. Now that is developing very, very nicely. Just bring it over to my table here. We have a little look. Now, I need just to baste that. And as I said, the art of roasting is the basting and taking all that lovely oil that is coming from the turkey, inverting it back into the turkey and really getting all those nice colours going. The herbs are doing their job there. You can see them through the oil that are giving that nice aromatic flavour to the oil of the turkey and really getting everything nicely cooked. Now, so that's our turkey just back in the oven. Another 10 minutes, I would say, and that's ready. Another vegetable that really brings in the winter feeling is celery and apple. And when you have the two combining together, you know, it really, really tastes very well. And also it's going on our Christmas feast here. So I'm just slicing the celery at an angle. And all the little bits, again, will go into my stock pot for the gravy and give it that nice celery touch as well. So we just slice through these. Then have some salt put into the water there. And we just get the celery, let that blanch off in the boiling water. And now just to do the apple. So I just cut the apple in half. Then just take the bottom off there. We'll scoop out the middle here, just with a little spoon. And then what I'm going to do is just turn the apple around all by the edge. Now poach that off. And that'll be ready to be filled with a little bit of celery. I'll season that nicely as well. And that'll go on the Christmas plate as one of our featured veg. The next item on the plate is our Santa Claus tomato. That is a stuffed tomato stuffed with white rice. And all I do there is I cut the tomato down. With a spoon, I just scoop out all the insides of the tomato. And then with seasoned rice, I just fill up the tomato nice and neatly. Then ready for a little top. Heat them in the oven and they're ready to go as an individual tomato onto the plate. Bring a nice colour to the finished Christmas dinner and also giving a different variation of another vegetable. Now, where would a Irish feast at Christmas be without the old spud and the potato? And again, just in front of me here, I have very large potatoes, and I want to give them a bit of shape, bit of style, also their own presentation piece on the plate. I cut it down in a third, then cut that in half again. So I have three nice pieces there ready for the turning. Now, I just cut it like this, and again, when we're talking about spud bashing, everybody can do that, but when you have a style, a method, and that you can get through the potatoes quite fast, put a bit of direction into them, and they're good for the cooking as well. Don't forget, we'll be cooking these in the lovely turkey juices and the lovely oil that the turkey has produced. So, we're just turning these. These be the lovely roast potatoes going on that. So I've turned them around 7 times, then just giving them a little bit of style here. And getting them all in uniform shape. So that's the first one. Now just to bring this. And again, it's worthwhile doing this because you will have the potatoes cooking at the same timing and the same, getting the lovely colour over them as well. And you can line them up on your roasting tray. And don't forget, on Christmas morning, you have a lot to put in the oven. You have a lot to put through the oven. So if you have a bit of style and planning and organisation with your roast potatoes, then you can get that done as well. So just turn these. Now, coming along nicely. And once I have all the shapes, I just give it a little shaping here. Again, if you're doing these well in advance, you'd put them into water and hold them there so they don't go black, then drain them off well, and you'll see me roasting them off and getting them into the oven and getting that nice colour onto the roast potatoes. And when you do them all like this, you really get the uniformity in the potato, and it's an easy way of doing your portion control and also getting them cooked through the oven in the proper time. So that's the last one done. There we have all the potatoes, all ready for our roast Christmas dinner.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains,
And the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains.
in excelsis Deo, Gloria, in excelsis Deo. Shepherds, why they